Can you hear me, Jamal?
Looking.
Mm.
Yeah, we up in there. You know what I'm saying? We ain't tripping. We gonna make it happen, you heard? Hey, listen, even if everybody had their picture off, it'd just be like we on the what's the name of that joint where they just be on the
Yeah,
phone.
I don't want to be like that though. I want to be able to see. I don't know.
No, I'm
Like
just
I
saying,
ain't.
like, it's cool. At the end of the day, we gotta do what we gotta do. So it's cool as long as we can hear you. You know what I mean? We rolling. All right, listen, y'all. You know what I mean? We was getting everything rolling. I appreciate y'all patience with the whole situation. I'm Jamal, and that's Cherie, my wife of 12 years. And we had a rough time throughout the process of our marriage, especially early on. And during the time of COVID, we really just we started to click. You know what I'm saying? We got like really back in tune, and ever since then, we've been just trying to do whatever we can do to keep that peace. You know what I mean? But we're not perfect. And this is one of the things that we do somewhat for therapy and just to kind of share, with other people that's either in relationships, in marriages, or looking to be in a relationship or a marriage, or just dating and want to, get an idea of what it's like to be, in a relationship. You know what I mean? So without further ado, today we are talking about cheating. You know what I mean? That is the biggest ticket item that a lot of relationships, you know what I mean, go through, experience, or are afraid of. The discussion is highly talked about, but we never really get down to the bottom of um, is that something that you can come back from? You know what I mean? Can cheating be forgiven, and if so, how? So that's our discussion today. Can cheating be forgiven, and if so, how? I want to give y'all a heads up. If you got questions, of course you can comment in the comments, but if you really got something deep, if you got a jewel, hit that question mark down there so we can all see it and we can all comment on it. That way we can have more engagement and everybody can hear what you got to say. Secondly, if you want to just tap in, if you're like, you know what, I can't keep up with this typing, I really want to say what I gotta say, then hit the next icon, which is that airplane. Hit that airplane. Oh no, that's for share. My fault. That's the share. You can hit that too. Hit that airplane for share, but also it should be a plus button down there. You can hit the plus icon, which is next to the question mark, and we'll tap you in. So instead of having to type everything and you just want to say what's on your mind, you want to say what's on your chest, hit that plus sign, and then tap you in so you can get an opportunity to say what's on your mind. We need to hear from each other, my people. We need to communicate. That was actually the last live that we did. So without further ado, Cherie, I know you was getting started on, how you felt about if can cheating be forgiven, and if so, how. So let's start it up.
You
I'm
can
gonna let the
start because
queen
you always
get
trying to get
started.
me to start on the question. You can start first.
All right, that's cool. Or we could have
No,
let
Jeray
Jabray
ain't.
tune in.
I got
I wanna
somebody
I
else that
wanna
want
feel
to
I wanna
tune in.
feel
Yo, Scott.
what?
I watched
Not a
that today. What's
problem.
up, Blackie Chad? You ain't
What
been
up,
with us in
Scott?
a couple of weeks. Like, what's up?
Gotti. No, he be around. It just seemed like forever because we so used to that energy. You know what I mean?
You feel
You know what I
neglected.
mean? You
You
skipped
feel
a week. You know what I'm
neglected.
saying? It be like that. Listen, I understand. Play it be like that sometimes. You know what I'm talking about? We held it down for you though. The communication joint was a good joint. All right. Let's tap in your folks that wanted to chime in about how they felt about can cheating be forgiven, and if so, how. Now I know you on your ground player. You know what I mean? For sure. Exactly. But you in the building now, so that's what it's
Hi,
about.
people. My
Hi.
love.
Hey, what up, people?
First
What
and
up, people?
foremost, Cherie, why
Yeah.
I didn't know that was your husband? I didn't know y'all were married.
Yeah, that's mine.
Yep.
No, I love it.
12
I love
years.
it. Y'all communicate and
Yep.
just
Yep.
move the way y'all need to move.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know you. Look, so Ma, I've been know you. I've been knew you. But your wife, she's like, I need help. Jaleesa, da 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 da. This was the wedding day, and I was like, okay. And we were like
Oh
linked.
wow.
I was like, I had her from the hip, and she had me, and I was like, wait, oh, that's husband and wife.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
chill.
so dope. That's so dope. So
Yep,
dope.
yep,
I love
yep,
your wife. Look,
yep.
look, look.
Thank
I
you.
love you too. Thank you so much.
But oh, somebody else coming in. So cheating.
Dang,
She
you look
ready.
mad.
No, I
Dang,
don't.
a
No,
mad
I
black
don't.
She
queen.
came in ready for war.
Oh
Damn.
God.
You sat on the
Shows violence.
throne. You hear me?
Shows violence.
Wow. War ready.
No, just kidding. I first of all, I was just sitting
Mm,
there. I thought
mm.
I was frozen. That's why I didn't.
Oh, you was frozen.
I thought
You
my
was
Oh my
screen
ice
was
God.
cold. You
frozen.
hear
So
me?
so
Whatever.
so so
Go
so
ahead. I'm
uh
sorry. I'm
so
sorry. I didn't mean
how's
to cut you off.
your
Go ahead.
so what do you feel about cheating? Like
Cheating. With me,
like do you feel like it's
I don't.
forgiven?
So me personally, I've seen people work through these things, but I don't think I'm that type of female that can forgive just because it hurt. It's like all I'm gonna do is keep bringing it back up, and that's not healthy in a relationship to keep bringing stuff back up.
Right. So is that
If
speaking
you
from
talked about it,
experience or are you speaking from just like your
yes,
opinion? Like you never
experience.
experienced, but you saying if
No,
you
I
had to.
experienced.
Oh,
No, I experienced. I'm not that person. I can't. I try,
right,
but talking like, okay, we're gonna forgive each other. We're gonna work through this. We're not gonna bring it up no more.
right.
And when I get mad, I kind of bring it back up. And it's that's not like you're laughing. I don't like doing that because I was supposed to forgive, but I get mad. I get mad, and I just be like, when you da, 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 da. So it just goes back. So, but I have seen some couples work through that
Hmm.
and actually move forward and succeed better. And it's just like, how you do that? I don't know if you're supposed to curse on your page.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like
So
how
I
you?
mean, it's to each his own for everybody. I say.
Yeah, but go ahead. She can go.
What you say,
I said
Jabray?
my.
Oh, I was saying I don't. It's hard for me. Kind of similar to what she was just saying. Like there's. I mean, I feel like there's a choice, and you made the choice, and I wasn't it. I wasn't your choice. If you wanted to go dip out, I wasn't your choice. And I ain't going to chase behind that because I shouldn't have to do all that because there's no reason. Like, if there's an issue and you don't want to, like, you have that deep of an issue where it's going to be a constant problem, then we should just go our separate ways because all it's going to do is going to keep coming up. Because I'm not going to be able to really forgive that because I feel like you really
Mm,
wasn't thinking about me. So you couldn't feel the way you said you felt about me
right.
if you did
So
all that.
It's the trust
So it's
issue.
gonna be hard. It's gonna be like it's like I'm gonna have a hard time trusting you, and I don't know if I want you to have to fight and have to prove that much because I feel like
can
it
cheat
shouldn't
some
never happen.
so question was can cheating be a mistake?
Of course you
Definitely.
would say that. That's a guy thing. I
Nah,
think. Yeah.
nah,
It could be a mistake. Yes, it could.
nah,
Mm.
Yes, it could.
nah.
You
I
know what I
don't feel
mean?
like it's a mistake. I feel
Uh-huh.
like it's
Have you
intentional.
ever cheated by mistake?
Mhm.
You know what? All right. So
It's
the
so
word
many
she
steps that
used,
led to the cheating.
the word
So
she used,
many choices.
intentional. I don't think. All right. So now, damn. I'm on more.
There you
Ah.
go. Talk to. Thank you. Come
So I
on.
don't.
Come with
The
it,
intentional.
beloved.
No, I don't think it's ever really intentional. But it. So I feel like guys, they think down there a lot, and sometimes the movement it just be like go and go and go, and it's like you vibing, and then they do something stupid. So I don't think it's intentional. I think they just have a stupid moment, but
That sounds
it's
like
the
an
risk.
excuse to me, but okay.
But it's their risk,
Sounds like an
and
excuse
they
to me,
use it.
Yeah,
but
they
Hold up.
But
do.
you the guy.
Hold up.
I'm not the guy.
Let's. Yeah. I mean, well, let's let
Yeah,
let's
like my
let's
husband just
let's
said,
first come to
physically
this
having
first.
intercourse
yeah.
isn't a mistake. You made
But
that
hold up.
choice.
Let's come back to this because it's so funny, right? And y'all listen. It's hilarious because anytime we bring up a topic about cheating, we automatically just assume or put this whole cheating thing on men. You said, but guys, they think down there to set in the third. You know what I mean? When we're talking about, cheating or whatever. But, at the end of the day, it's not a gender thing. It's just as much cheating that women do, and y'all know it. And this is what
You got
pisses me
3
off with
females. What you
females.
supposed to be like?
Y'all
Women
like the
cheat? Yeah, they
police.
do.
No, listen what I'm saying. No,
They
listen what I'm
do
saying.
cheat.
Listen what I'm saying. A lot of times when people don't want you to get to your point, they try to cut you off. You know what I mean? When they want you to get to your destination. You know what I mean?
Boy,
All right, chill. No. But listen, no, this is what I'm saying. This is what I don't like about females is that y'all like the police. The police will hold on to an obvious lie just to hold down that blue wall of silence. And y'all know for a fact from whether it's yourselves, whether it's yourselves, whether it's your friends, whether it's your cousins, your sisters, y'all know good and well how much females cheat, but y'all will sit up here and try to create a narrative that is just men that's cheating. Y'all cheat on
I
so
will
many
agree
levels,
with you.
emotional,
I'm
physical,
agreeing with him.
all of that.
I'm agreeing
So we
with
can
him.
stop that right now. We can stop that
We,
right now.
but it's
You know what
because
I
we
mean?
smarter than y'all.
That's that.
That's why I
Well,
said
we never
dumb. Y'all be
said
doing
that.
dumb
I'm
stuff.
And not to mention, we wouldn't be able to cheat if we had nobody to cheat with. Nobody's lying these days either. That's the other thing. So yeah. And there's plenty of women that'll say, oh, you know what? I don't care. That's her problem. This, that, and the third. Well, no, you're a part of the problem too if you're making yourself available to somebody that's supposed to be in a committed relationship. So we're not gonna just play it like, oh, it's just
now
guys,
which
they
one
just
of you
do
women
dumb
want to
stuff,
come
this,
over?
that, and the
Men want
third.
to come on.
No,
I
it's
definitely want to hear what
All
the
right,
men.
and want me to?
it's
I can get off.
cooperative.
I can get
Okay.
off for a little while
Okay.
and let somebody else in.
Okay.
All right. Hopefully the other people that's following can stay following. Does that work like that?
Yeah. So you go off and then come back on. That's
No,
all.
yeah, I'll go. I'm gonna go off, but I want my followers to
Ain't
keep
no.
following the
That's
page, the
Oh yeah,
live.
listen.
yeah. They will.
Maybe you're not
Okay,
saying
cool.
no to me.
All right, I'll
You know,
All
see
right.
you on
Just
the
come on.
comments.
Okay. Hold on.
women been
Oh,
cheating.
oh,
Y'all
wait,
some of
boy,
the
I gotta
best
let that
cheaters
first.
on
Chad, let me
the
But
let
no
this
planet.
one's
guy in first. I
disagreeing
want to
with
hear what you
that.
gotta say.
I'm not
On the
disagreeing.
planet.
I'm coming for you, Chad.
What's the difference between lying and cheating?
Give me one second.
Is there
My
a
Hey, what's
difference?
going
guy.
on, Mo? How you feeling? Excuse my appearance. I want to thank y'all for letting me
My
kind of
guy.
get
What's
in.
happening with
I'm
you? I'm
at
glad you
work right
tapped
now,
in.
but
For sure.
just to kind of piggyback off of what y'all was saying, I'm talking from experience because this was the end of my second marriage due to infidelity.
Damn.
Not on my part, but on hers.
Mm,
Oh.
Forgiving can be. I'm sorry, cheating can be forgiven, but two things have to happen. One, there should be 100% transparency, and I don't mean like intimate details about what happened, but just an honest discussion about why the situation occurred. And two, there should always be a sincere like willingness to kind of like rectify it. I think from then you're not gonna ever forget it, but you can honestly like make an attempt to move past it. When you lack those two things, it's not gonna work. Now, for the people who can't let stuff go, it's not for you. That was me. She was giving me an opportunity to kind of like bounce back, and I said no, it's not a people. Because for me, I know me, I'll never be able to forgive it. But I think it all depends on who you are and where you are in your life. You know what I mean? Because, and as far as the cheating being a mistake thing, yeah, I can say, I can kind of say it could be a mistake, but in all honesty, there is some sort of consciousness that comes with it. Now, men, we do stupid things, whereas women, there's a laundry list of reasons as to why they may cheat. So we tend to be a little bit more simplistic when it comes to it. But I mean, that's all I really had to say, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you for sharing.
Oh man,
Oh, no question.
that. You dropped some jewels on us,
Oh, without a shadow of
man.
doubt.
I appreciate that. You know what I mean? I
I wish
appreciate
I
the
could see my
transparency. You know
camera.
what I mean? And just the sharing. You know what I mean? I appreciate the sharing because all of us really
I'm
need
a
and can
You
grow
want me to
from
Oh,
bring it
you
out
can,
so they
Jabray.
can
I'll
join?
bring Chad in and
get
bring you back
somebody.
in.
All right.
Yeah, but all of us need the opportunity to hear from each other because we all have stories, and at the end of the day, you know what I mean, those jewels you just dropped just help
And
somebody
And
out.
that's
You
from
know
a
what I mean?
I'm
At
man's
the end
vocal.
of the day,
perspective. So
you
that's
know.
just what makes it a little more,
Mhm.
different than, always women. Because with women, again, he's still speaking as from his experience. So it's like, yeah, women are going to be like, yeah, men cheat, but men can also stay the same. They can speak the same. So, I mean, it just is what it is at the end of the day. We're only all speaking from our own experiences. you know, unless we dated the same sex, is going to be, well, the man or, well, the woman. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he's speaking from a woman's perspective. I mean, a man's perspective about his spouse, which was a woman that cheated on him, and how he handled it.
And just to like close this out,
Copy that.
the reason why I'm so vocal is because during that period of time, you really don't know who's going through what. When you open your mouth, because men, a lot of times we internalize everything and we feel like we can do this on our own. So during this period of time, I had to walk away from literally my family, my wife, and my house. And it was one of the hardest times of my life. So a lot of times when you speak up and you say certain things, you'd be surprised at how many people not just understand, but maybe even empathize with your situation. So, you know what I mean? But yeah, as far as the cheating thing go, whatever, if you're an adult or you consider yourself grown, like control yourself. Self-control is a huge part of just being an adult, being mature. You know what I mean? So, like, I mean, that when you have a certain maturity level, you are of a certain age, control yourself. I mean, 'cause we not kids no more. Like, you don't pick up candy off the ground and eat it. You're not free. Stop. You know what I mean? So,
what kind of candy is it though?
You know what?
Man, the dirty Starburst. Listen, well, you gotta.
Kind that catches everything.
If it's a banana annihilator, I'm sorry, brother. I'm picking that thing up.
No.
After 5 seconds.
Nah, put that down, man. But thanks again, man, for listening to me.
But no, hold on. Let me ask you this real quick, and maybe this is not a question for you, and I'll just pose it to you know what I mean, to everybody. Do we like as a community, do we take cheating too serious? Because when I think about the fact that if we talk about legacy building, if we're talking about a bigger picture, and you know, it's not no right or wrong answer, but if we're talking about, you know what I mean, raising our children, you know, holding down our family, if we're even talking about for richer and for poor till death do us part, you know, are we taking cheating too serious to where as though we're losing out on so many other things because of whether it's a mistake or whether it's a bad series of decisions from our partner, and they could be at a weak point, whatever the case may be, no excuses, but are we taking cheating too serious to where we're willing to move on as opposed to continuing to build?
Sure.
I think it's two sides to that. And I want to say this. I'm not scared of nobody on here. So if y'all want to fight, we can fight. I just have to say that because a lot of times, you know, people get crazy and I'm just standing on what I believe in. But ultimately, it just depends. For me, it depends on what happens. Like, so I from my experience, I believe that you taking it's not a too serious thing in one perspective because it depends on how the person was cheating on you. Now, if it was something that was like out of sight, out of mind, you never heard, and one day you say, you know what, I'm about to just tell you what happened, those relationships have a higher chance of working out than the constant ones of disrespect of people sending you pictures or DMs or knowing the quality or the significance of the cheating. Like, oh, I took her to the Bahamas and here's pictures, and oh, I was sick in the hospital and you was with her, or this and the third. Those are the things that you can't tell a person that they're taking it too serious because there's a level of disrespect that has exceeded a person really understanding, if you love me, how could you do this? Now, if you out here, they ain't never know, they ain't never see, ain't nobody ever knock on their door, ain't no baby come to the door and say, and girlfriend, wasn't disrespectful, it was none of that. If it was none of that, then maybe you can quantify that question as being a valid question of taking it too serious. But we got to understand the society of people caring too much about what other people think. So sometimes a person might not even be mad that you cheated, but the fact that they mom, they brothers, they sisters, they aunts, and they grandma
the embarrassment
is causing you to have to do something that you might not want to do. You might not want to break up. Well, you might want to give him a chance, but since your family stand on these values, you can't bring him to Thanksgiving dinner no more. So I just think that it depends on the quality of what happens.
But that's a little bit of your own ego. But that's a little bit of your own ego. Again, sometimes, and this is the culture, and I'm not specifying this for anybody, but I've noticed that with this culture, we have these certain, you know what I mean, we have these certain narratives, right, that we push as a culture, and everybody feels like they fall under that narrative. So you might have, and I'm just using an example or whatever like that. It might be just some more random, you know what I mean, female. She might not be on top of her game. She might not be on top of this, that, and the third. But she be like, yep, and I'm a bad bitch, and I'm do, saying that same narrative that she sees from somebody else that, I don't know, might, you know, be on top of their game in a lot of different regards. So when we are taking on these narratives, we're taking on a narrative and we're putting that over whatever foundation, whatever goals that we set for our family and our legacy. Because we're saying, hey, my aunt and uncle is going to feel some type of way that he cheated on me, so I got to let him go. Not thinking that, hold up, my goal was for me to raise my children and grow old with my motherfucking spouse, and we ain't getting no divorce. You know what I mean? We going to rock it out. If that nigga broke, if I get broke, he going to have me, I'm going to have him. If he going through a low time, if he get his, you know what I mean? I go through a low time, we're going to have each other's back. We ain't worried about what everybody else say. And I think that's one of the reasons why relationships lasted, you know, longer, because you didn't have everybody in your business. You didn't feel the pressure that I have to make a decision based on people that ain't got nothing to do with my damn relationship.
Can I be very visual with you for a quick second? Now, let me ask you this. Sure. Is that something that you stand on, actually building a village and a family? Like, are you saying that, like,
saying what you're saying?
Like, do you feel the same sentiments of saying, you know, I'm trying to build a foundation. I understand how important this family thing is for me, so I'm going to be okay with this?
Well, what I'm saying is, whatever my foundation is, or whatever any of our foundations are we allowing outside entities to take us off of our square, whatever that may be? You know what I'm saying? So if I'm a barber, you know what I mean, and shit gets tight, or whatever the case may be, or, you know, I mess up somebody's head, or some people play me and don't pay me, you know what I mean? Is that going to deter me from, because I got pride, is that going to deter me from, you know what I mean, doing what I have to do to stick with this plan that I say that I wanted to achieve, you know, success within this industry? That's all I'm saying. So whatever that is, why are we allowing things? Because guess what? I'll say this. Depending upon how much you like that motherfucker, you're gonna allow them. You gonna tell the motherfucker
like
other cheat. If that motherfucker's that bad, you just might do it. Now you might have already been tired of somebody, and you like, oh hell no, from your ass. Oh no, I'm not your ass. Maybe that.
I'm gonna let Elder speak before I say what I'm gonna say.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm just saying, are we allowing things to deter us? Do we have a real solid goal? And if we don't, is that why we can easily deter from it? So I don't, you know what I mean? I don't have no answers. I'm just, you know, putting some things out. I'm just saying, think about it. I don't know.
It's hard.
You know what I mean?
Go ahead, OG. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's all good. I like the way you touched on like two different parts. First and foremost, I'm gonna touch on the second one. When you first said something about do we let outside like influence? I think that's what you were saying. Like, do we let the outside influence as a culture or whatever, you know, dictate whether or not we want to remain firm in our relationships and marriages? And I'll respond to that, obviously, because outside influence is always going to play a part. Now, when you start talking about pride or whatever, being honest, pride is, especially as a man, is part of who you are. A man without pride, I don't know one without one. You know what I mean? And sometimes you have to put it to the side, but it's part of what makes you a man. So when your pride is put in a shaky position, sometimes you make decisions based upon that, but it doesn't mean that it's wrong. I kind of feel more or less like you have to maintain a certain level of masculinity and pride, because that's who you are. That's how you were built. Now, touching on whether or not, you know, you can throw this away, like, you know, throw the relationship away behind cheating, or, you know, this and the third, I'll say this. Okay, a relationship to me is based off of three roots. That's trust, loyalty, and respect. That's with any relationship, whether it's business or otherwise. I don't care if you're married. I don't care if you're with anybody. The extensions of that, of those roots that grows into a tree would be the house, the kids, the family, so on and so forth. If the roots aren't there, starting with that level of respect, all the rest of it is for naught. Don't hold on to that. Now, when you mentioned something about how relationships lasted back in the day, I'm going to speak on behalf of my grandmother who's not here. She suffered in silence for security. She stayed with him and she lived good. But a lot of people didn't know until after he passed away what she had to go through. Back in the day, a lot of people suffered in silence. A lot of people like literally covered up like their embarrassment, suffered from depression. These were things that weren't spoken about back then because it was a code. But that code wasn't healthy. So you know, just to say that you know, a lot of this or whatever, a lot of the culture, I understand where you're coming from, but yeah, no, hanging on to a dead tree don't make sense. You know what I mean? You want to hold on to the kids, you want to hold on to the house, you want to hold on to financial stability due to the fact that, you know, you share these things with this person, but this person doesn't respect you. This person is not loyal. You can't trust this person. So what do you really have? You don't really have anything. So
no, I listen. Yeah, I definitely appreciate that. And let me tell you where the perspective I'm going. Well, I'm gonna tell you, it's funny because I was on World Star, right? And this is what made me pose that question, right? It wasn't just out of nowhere. But what made me pose the question was it was very interesting how other cultures look at marriage. I don't think they're always as connected to the love of it, more so connected to the understanding, not that it's a business per se, but that it's a mission at the end of the day that needs to be completed. And the reason why I say that is because I'm looking at World Star and they had this couple on there. Y'all can go in there and see it. And it was a couple. So basically, it's a white couple, and the white boy, he let his wife pop who she wants to pop, and he's watching this shit, right? And I'm like, damn, like he's sitting up here on TV, face show, telling everybody that, you know, that he's comfortable with his wife popping other men. And she's like, you know what? I prefer black men, woo woo, this, that, and third. And I'm like, wow, like they married and they're married. They're locked in, they have business together, you know what I mean? A family business, woo woo, the whole nine. But that is something that is separate. He's happy to see her happy. He said, like, I'm happy to see that she's getting pleased by somebody. And then they went further and said, well, do y'all have sex? And she was like, and it was like, he said, no, we don't have, you know what I mean? We don't have, and I'm like, wow, like other cultures look at, you know what I mean? I don't know, like, but they look at, I guess, what their mission is completely different at times than, you know what I mean? Quote unquote cheating.
More,
you know what I mean?
I hear what you're saying and I get it, but you're missing a big portion of that.
Okay.
One of the things that a lot of women nowadays are trying to really fight for, and that's a choice. It's a difference. Whatever you do in your household with your wife is your business, long as y'all together, you know, agree to it. If y'all want to have orgies or whatever y'all want to do, that's fine. It's nothing wrong with whatever she wants to do, long as y'all agree to it. The problem with cheating is
I gotta ask
two
you
people
question.
aren't agreeing to it.
What's the point in standing before an altar or wherever you did it and swearing monogamy to somebody just to share them? Couldn't you have just stayed like in a mutual, like that to me seems asinine. It makes absolutely no sense. What am I marrying you for and sharing you? We could be friends and business partners and keep the whole me swearing my life to you separate. That's retarded.
But I agree with what you're saying. But what you're saying right now, in my opinion, is you're really putting your mentality of what you believe marriage is on the line of why you don't understand it. But ultimately, marriage is subjective. Marriage could be, you know, it's us against the world. We got an open relationship. You do what you want to do. I do what I want to do. We got rules. You could do this. I could do this. But in these rules or these confines. So I just feel like whatever you want to do in your marriage is beautiful. It's no different from me and my wife flying around the country or getting a Winnebago and traveling around the country, you know, in an RV. But long as it's together, anything together after you marry and y'all both agree to it, that's marriage. That's a partnership. That's what y'all want to do. And ultimately, no matter how much Maul try to get away from it, but marriage is ultimately a business decision. It's really not about love at the end of the day.
No, I understand that.
So what I'm saying is when you give people a choice, that's the thing, the choice. If you cheat, and I think, to be honest, like if my wife cheated on me, I would take her back. But there would be a certain level. Now, I can't get like OnlyFans videos and, you know, and somebody screenshotting me you know, her talking or me hearing her voice while she's fornicating with somebody else, because that image or that voice or that thing would drive me wild. But if, you know, she came home and said, I went outside and did this or whatever, we can get past it.
Yeah,
we can get past it. Now, if it was somebody that I'm really, really close to, or somebody that be at my house at cookouts, we talk about your cousin, then we got some different. Everybody got their own thing, right?
That's a whole nother level.
Right, cheating ain't as bad as to me, but it's also levels of cheating. Like there's also levels of cheating, whether it's DMing somebody, whether it's emotional support. Oh, my son is sick, and you going around going to get them Robitussin for their son. Like that's different. You know what I mean? Like a lot of this stuff is emotional stuff. Now I can't say that I'm perfect. Maybe I was blind, or maybe I was deaf to a lot of the things that she was going through. And I'm telling you, we all feel this way. I think I can't speak for everybody on this line. If your back itch, you're gonna find a way to get it scratched. For sure. You just can't sit there and just be getting your back not scratched. I know that's probably a bad analogy, but my point for saying that is somebody got a job to do, and if it's not being done, I'm not going to say like people deserve to get cheated on, but sometimes they do.
Let me. And I'm sorry, good bro. Pardon me. Are you married? You're married, correct? Okay. I'm just going to give you, for instance, what would happen if you could no longer have sexual relations with your wife?
My job is to make sure that my wife is happy, and whatever that entails. I'm not a sucker. Like if I can't lift 100 pounds of our groceries,
no. I mean, just in general. Like, let's say, for instance, like everything else was fine, but like physical intimacy was no longer a choice for you. Like, what would happen there? And I'm talking about on her part. Whereas though, because you was mentioning something about your back got to be scratched or something like that. I'm just curious.
So are you asking me if I can't? Are you saying
no?
I
Say
can't
she
provide
can't.
her sexual
Say
sex,
she was, she became a quadriplegic, or something were to happen to her, whereas though you could no longer receive that pleasure from your wife. Would you feel a sense of loyalty and say to her like, okay, well, listen, regardless of whether or not we can be intimate, we are, one, and I'm not going to do that to you. I mean, especially if she requested it, like, did you not? Or would you do something? The reason why I asked this is because I used to date somebody, and I went over her house for a holiday.
Head is every day.
I went over
Quadriplegic,
on a holiday, and I'm just going to show you the level of disrespect that I just didn't dig. So I go into her house, her parents' house, or whatever, during this holiday or whatever, and there's a young guy like grinding on her mother, kind of like in the kitchen, kind of like messing around. I had just met her father, who had multiple sclerosis, and he was bedridden. So she started going right in. Oh no, I just want to explain or whatever. It's not like that. My dad is nasty and this, that, and the third or whatever. Now this woman is in his house. He can no longer like please his wife. This is a house that he built, and he's downstairs with a younger gentleman, feeling on her, whatever. There's a level of respect there. So when you started talking about getting, your back scratched or whatever, I had to ask because there's a certain level to everything. I think we kind of like we kind of look at sex like this frivolous thing, like it's no big deal, and all the rest of this or whatever. I beg to differ. I think that
Well, I would say this: you are a Gerald Levert loving type of person. And I believe your woman is your woman. I feel like you would be on life. You would do life in jail.
I'm not doing life.
Your woman.
No. This is my second marriage. Right?
But what I'm saying is, look at it. Your value of love is a certain level, and you will not tolerate anything less.
You don't think a man should have standards, correct?
And a lot of times we try so hard. Right, but I think a lot of times the conversations we do so much fighting for disagreeing. So my goal right now is to tell you where I agree with you. I agree with you 100% with the disrespect. Disrespect is something totally different. You know what I'm saying? You can't be getting clamped downstairs while I'm upstairs and I can't walk. You know what I mean? And I'm asking you, what's that noise down there? And you talk about they doing demolition next door. Like, no. But there is a way to do everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to fire somebody from a job, you don't let them work the whole shift and say, don't come back tomorrow. Or you don't, like, change the password so that they can't get in. There's certain level. The hard choices that got to be made right. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Maul want to tell me my breath stink, he got to be solid with me. Like, hey, bro, look, let me pull you to the side. Yo, your breath stink, right? Versus, yo, this nigga breath stink is a way to do everything. We grown. Hard conversations have to be had, but it's the right and wrong way to do it. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with what we're saying. But one of the things that I want you know what I'm saying, I think that may be even more beneficial to us, especially in the society we in now, where everybody is so easily accessible. I it's kind of deep, because I'm not saying that I want to, you know what I mean, create, you know, a people that don't have passion, but like not take the word love so strong, and look at, again, the and understand the business of a relationship. So whether that's a friendship, whether that's an actual business relationship, or whether that's a marriage, which is also a business to a certain degree. Understanding that, you know what I mean, when you have a relationship, you have entities that are beneficial to each other working together for a common cause. You know what I mean? That's why I don't even like to call it a marriage per se. I like to call it a partnership. You know what I mean? I feel like when I used to use the term marriage, you know what I mean? And when they say, it's funny, because when they say partners, to me, I don't think about a bad
That's
part.
homosexuals, two men.
Right. Yeah. So I don't think about that part. But when I say, you know what I mean, like we're a team, we're in a partnership, it makes me think of team. You know what I mean? And when we thinking about team, you're gonna do whatever you gotta do for y'all to accomplish whatever that goal is. So as opposed to shooting that shot, if you gotta pass it, you know what I mean, to the open man so he can get the easy layup, you're gonna do that for the win. And we get lost
I'm just
in the whole marriage thing. We get lost in the
I'm not quiet,
love
Frank. Give
thing.
me a
You know what I mean?
second.
And we're not understanding the business, you know what I mean, of the team effort. Like, you literally creating a village. So it's like, what village are you going to create? Like, how can you create a village? How can you insulate yourself so that you're not continuing to recreate these villages? You know what I mean? And sometimes you can't love too hard. You cannot like when you get older. You like, I'm thinking, that starts to dim down a little bit. You start to understand, all right, cool, I had love at certain points, you know what I mean? And now, you know what I mean, we kind of winded into who can be my life partner, who can be teammate. Because, you know what I mean, people are getting killed over pussy, because somebody fucked your man, somebody fucked your girl. And at the end of the day, like I said, like, it's a lot of shit out here, you know what I mean? It's greater things that can go on within the identity of your team, you know what I mean? Things that are much greater than, you know what I'm saying, your man popping something, or something happening like that, and you going to jail because you killed somebody or whatever. Like, we gotta put that shit on tears or something, man.
I think we're at a level of understanding each other. And I also think that we're at a level of intelligence where, like, sometimes when people are talking, you're hearing what they're saying, but then you gotta rationalize with yourself and be like, what? So, Ma, what we're saying here is, because I promise, I vow to you and your wife that I will always be honest. And if something don't sound right, I'm going to say something. Ma, are you trying to get for the men race, for the Stand Up and Pee committee? Are you out here trying to get a hall pass for unlimited cheating because we're trying to build something?
How did you get that? That's what I'm like. Where the hell did that come from? All right, so first of all, I'm going to answer this by saying, you know what I mean? I'm going to answer this by saying this. I'm JJ. This is adult conversation. I'm going to answer this by saying this. I've had and seen a lot of men and women go to jail. I've seen and had people that I'm close with get killed or kill somebody, you know what I mean, over love, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, when you get to a certain age, when you have other priorities or when you have other goals, like, love ain't that deep. So for me, preaching to or teaching to my youngins, like, stop being all in love with these Jones and stop putting people on a pedestal like they can't make a mistake, like they can't cheat, or like they can't do XYZ. Stop it. Like, that's the thing where you got to say, are you being realistic? Like, realistic, somebody's going to lock in with you for the rest of their fucking life. You're going to eat a hot dog for the rest of your damn life, and no possibility of wanting a hamburger. Like, I'm just saying, let's be realistic. And so let's not let's not say, you know what, that's the kill switch. If this motherfucker do that, it's over, because
But
you're really setting yourself up to fail, my nigga. Like it really is. You know what I mean?
so you're saying the pickings are slim, take what you got, because we're trying to build a foundation because all of the mass incarceration and homosexuality. So allow me to cheat on you because I'm a good father, or allow me to cheat on you because I'm a good mother.
Who says it's cheating? Who? First of all, the word cheating is such an infantile fucking word.
Infantile. Let me Google that.
Cheating. Cheating, my nigga. Cheating. This is cheating. Look at this. Get away from my paper. That's cheating, my nigga. What the fuck is cheating? What is cheating?
Cheating is dishonest and not telling the truth.
Well, say that then. Don't tell me a nigga cheating. I'm a grown ass man.
Sound like lying.
Ain't nobody
Like
cheating.
You know yes.
Yeah, well, in the marriage, marriage term
so
is you
that
having
is what
an
cheating
affair.
is.
You
so
don't
if
want to
you
call cheating, we want to use the big words. Then, since we don't want to call it cheating, their ass is having an affair.
Yeah, give me the big words.
Okay, whatever floats your boat, Ma. The fact of the matter is, if you cheat on a test, or you cheat on your woman, or a man cheats, or a woman cheats on her man, you are falsifying records to benefit yourself. If you cheat on a test, you're basically lying. That's what cheating is. It's lying. So it's basically saying, I didn't study for my test, so I want to get a better grade, so I'm going to do the things that I'm not supposed to do to get what I want. Selfishness. So what I'm saying to you is, Mark, I'm on your side. But we cannot act like horoscopes doesn't differentiate us. We can't act like personalities differentiate us. We can't act like trauma or traumatic experiences or things we saw in our life don't differentiate us. And I say that because cheating might not be a big deal to somebody. Scientifically or mentally, they're looking at it like, okay, it's 7.8 billion people in the world. It's 5.8 billion women, and there's only 2.0 men. So obviously the statistics, it's some people that's going to understand that and stay with that. But then there's some people who are going to say that's not for me. And when you're dating somebody, you can ask them these questions. The job is to be upfront. The truth will set you free. How do you feel about cheating? My man, he said, you cheat, you're done. So therefore, you know what you're getting yourself into when you date him. As a woman, you cheat, you're done. So if he tell you that,
it depends on how much you like him,
and
anybody else. It depends on how much you like him, like anybody else. Niggas say that shit all day and be straight back with the chick that cheated on him, but you just won't know about it because the nigga ain't gonna say, hey, she sucked his dick. Now a female gonna say that to her girlfriends, but you ain't gonna tell a nigga shit. So you can talk all that, you cheat, you done. If she bad to that nigga, he's riding. Yeah, and it's the same thing.
But the reason is very minuscule. That the reason is that she loves him, that he loves her. It's real minuscule. Why does he love her?
It could be just because he thinks she's pretty. What does that mean?
No. That's not my point. My point is, when you ask somebody like a man to take a woman back, there are multiple reasons that he takes her back. Minimum reason is that he loves her. Most of the time it could be ego. It could be, I don't want nobody to have one over on me. I don't want this girl to leave me and go to the guy that you cheated on. So I'm going to stay with her to do the nan and the boo-boo. So to show people that I'm okay. So it's so many mental strategic ways and reasons why people will stay with people. And it's not always conducive with love.
What is love?
Baby, don't hurt me. Love is an affection. Love is an intense.
You're taking love too serious.
I'm telling you. You asked me what love is. I'm telling you what the definition is. Love is a deep, intense feeling a person has for something, someone, or something, or someone.
Deep, intense.
Yes, a deep, intense. Like, just imagine the word love. Love is not even spelled Love. It's really Lu, because it's like I love this person.
This nigga,
think about the deep
is respelling words. Come on, cuz.
But I'm just saying, even when you say it,
nigga, man.
I'm trying to explain to you the deep, intense feeling you have in yourself for somebody else.
I never heard that being the definition of love, like deep intent. Like that's like something hated. It's super infatuated. Like love should be an action or something that you know what I mean. Like it should be something. It shouldn't be
But you're saying what it should be versus what it is. Define. I'm just saying what
like when you
the
say if you
actual
want to
Webster
define
dictionary
love,
says.
you don't gotta pull out the definition. We all intelligent, so I would go after.
No, but sometimes when we make things subjective, that's what that's
love is fleeting. Feelings are fleeting, so love is supposed to be conditional. So it's impossible for love to be a feeling. Love has to be an action.
But love is not conditional. I mean, love is not
unconditional. You like
somebody,
but once you love something, that's for life. You might hate that situation or whatever, but once you love something, it's for life. Like if you love playing a sport, just because you had a bad experience, that don't mean you don't love that sport no more. You just had a bad experience. You might not deal with it or something, but that love is always going to be there. You might hide it as much as you possibly can or want to, but the love is going to be there.
So let me ask you a question. So you don't think that love, and I appreciate you having this conversation with me. You sound like a very intelligent man, and that's one of the type of people I talk to. But you're telling me that love doesn't, like you said, love fleets, right? Or
feelings
you say love doesn't.
not love. Love is supposed to be unconditional. Feelings are fleeting.
Love isn't unconditional though.
What you mean?
Love isn't unconditional.
Your love might not be unconditional, but love, where I get it from, is supposed to be from agape, which is God, and that's unconditional. That's that's the big picture of where I'm coming from. Where I say love,
I ain't talking about stars and Venus. I'm just
saying, no. Don't try to discredit that, man. Agape. I'm not
discrediting him at all.
Going deep.
Yeah.
Because it went over your head. Don't try to discredit that. You know what I mean? Hey, I got you, nephew. Hey, high five on the way.
Oh, Your Honor, I rest my case. Did you say, Your Honor, I rest my case. Did you say they relatives? Oh,
Can I say something? I see everybody got the kickling and the cackling.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Talking a bunch of nothing. Because love is unconditional. Love is an action. Love is deep. And when you do genuinely love somebody, it's a lot of things that you will tolerate and you will put up with. And I'm speaking from experience. I love my husband unconditionally. And if anybody was at our podcast live in person, my husband cheated on me. And I love my husband, no matter how much anybody can say what they wouldn't accept, what they wouldn't do, what they wouldn't tolerate. When you love somebody unconditionally deep down inside, it's so hard to turn your back on a person that you love. It's a difference. It's a difference from, we together, it's cute. It's a difference. It's not
Cherie, that's cat. I'm not gonna say that's cat. I ain't trying to hear all of that talk. All of this. The love that I have for y'all too is that we allowed to talk to each other. Nobody takes it personally. But that's some baby back bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's some baby back bullshit. And I'm gonna tell you why. Love, that's your choice. Now this is the thing. Now I'm writing a book in my head that I'm trying to get together, and I don't want nobody to steal my idea. But I'm trying to do some studying. You guys can help me. I'm trying to do some studying of what differentiates us as people. So it's like your horoscope, your personality, and then like your family, not your family trauma, but your family genes, right? Because me and you both can be.
You want to incorporate all those things. You want to, because like you can look at like, all right. So since you want to talk about that, in my opinion, like you can have a person like I met plenty of people on the same birthday as mine. However, your trauma and what you deal with can in your surroundings and your like environment will induce your personality and everything that you have. So I could be the exact same person sitting in a room with a person that has the exact same personality as me day and all. However, my traumas made certain part of my personality expand and his didn't, or vice versa. So that's like yeah, like that's where the difference is. So that's why we don't, but traumas and everything bring our personalities different. People expand, people grow. So it's like it's still a similar core, but how you express the similarities might be different.
That makes sense. So Cherie, back to you. What you were saying is you love your husband. You love your husband.
Come on,
you say you love your husband.
This joke, no luck, man. This gonna make my night long. We ain't gonna do all that.
Here you go.
Give it hypothetical, cuz.
No, bro, it's no hypothetical. Like, come on, why we gotta be? You saying you love your husband, and she's saying she love him, but you're not tired
I
yet.
want to cuddle tonight. I don't want
No,
to.
I understand. I understand that. No, I'm not trying to draw on your
left
set. I'm
side
not
of the
trying to.
bed, man.
I'm not trying to draw on your set. All right, I'm gonna use a different example.
Thank you.
I love my PlayStation. I just love it.
Yes.
I love playing my PlayStation. I love this thing unconditional. Xbox could never. You hear me? Never, right? And I can say that my love for my PlayStation is unconditional. But when I'm playing on this game for money and I'm doing all of these things and the game keeps shutting off, yes, unconditionally, I love it. But unconditional is fake. Most of the things that we believe, most of the things that we believe can't be proven, go ahead, son, until life is over. That's when you can never say, even being Muslim, you can never say, I would never do this. You can't say that until you die, because then you can prove it. So when you say you unconditionally love your husband, that cannot be proven. And the reason why it can't be proven, because he ain't done enough shit to you for you to jeopardize your unconditional love for him. If he beat on your ass every day for 365 days, you might love him. He might cheat on you for 365 days. You might love him, but it will be a day that you cannot prove that you will get tired. And that unconditional love.
If you keep trying to express the fact that somebody being done with somebody means you're not in love with them anymore, and that I'm just keeping it funky. You keep trying to express that being done with something distinguishes love being removed. No, you don't like. You're not infatuated. You're not. Those words that you should be using for that, like you don't have the liking, infatuation, but the love.
No, but listen, but I hear
it's never going to like if that person comes to you and changes everything, and it seems like the perfect the love.
But what are we talking about? I love my first girlfriend.
She got her shit together and she popped up in your life and she was what you thought she was going to be. Your love will be right back. Maybe you fight it, but the love.
No, you can't. First of all, you can't prove that. That's really a problem. That's really a problem. What?
Your voice crack when I said you can't
actually,
prove
I'm a boxing coach. No, I'm a boxing coach, and I was screaming all day at boxing. Anyway, but
you heard it, right?
But like what we're saying is like
I heard that shit.
But what we're saying, like you can love somebody from a distance, but we all have levels of love, right? You got levels of love. Like you love people more than you love other people. You might love your dad more than everybody got a favorite kid. We're not going to sit here and act like we don't.
And love is only with a relationship. Love is but love is genuine. Like love is you can love, but in love is when you get in a relationship.
Bro, okay, so right now we're being very specific. I got love for a man that's going to take care of his kids. I got love for a woman who's going to sacrifice her own happiness to make sure her. But what I'm saying is, she's saying her love is unconditional for him, right? That has nothing to do with being in love. She's just saying I love him unconditionally. If he does enough shit, that unconditional love becomes conditional, and it should be. You should not even you should not want your daughter to be loving somebody unconditionally. That means,
but when you get married,
sounds like settling.
You want the person you're married to be
don't start saying
love. You want to just marry somebody that's in love, somebody that's temporary.
No, I'm not. But what I'm saying is, there's nothing wrong with the idea of loving somebody, but putting unconditional is
when you marry, you can't prove it.
But
listen. Okay, so let's talk about marriage. We love marriage. We love the idea of what marriage is supposed to be. But if somebody is treating you like shit for a consistent amount of time, I don't care about. Maybe that's me. I don't care about for richer or poor, for better or for worse. If a person is treating me bad for a significant amount of time, you let people go stress. Okay, you got postpartum. Okay, we had a baby, we lost a baby. Okay, I give you a year or two. But after a while, sis, you gotta go. It's not unconditional. Only thing that's loved, that's unconditional, is dogs, kids, and women. We are only loved based upon what we do for the woman. Long as Maul loves you consistently,
but can I be honest with you though? I feel like Jamal don't love me like I love him.
Just lie to me.
Hold on, come on.
But that doesn't.
I told you to stay away from this shit, man.
So,
all right, sorry. Hey, did y'all do your taxes this year?
Pathetically.
Did y'all do your taxes this year? Huh?
Come on, man, stop it.
So listen. Also, the love meter is not the love meter is not consistent. Bro, just like your best friend doesn't have to be
on the point. That's wrong. In love meter is not consistent. Love meter never changes. Stop. Like in love meter, in love incorporates infatuation, incorporates all of that stuff.
Okay,
You're
so let me
going
ask
to
you a
love
question.
somebody regardless of what you're talking about. You're just beating on the wrong, bro.
But that love shit don't matter. Love doesn't make you stupid.
Yes.
And being in love makes you
That's the
stupid.
whole
I can
thing.
have
In
love for you, bro,
makes
from
you stupid. That's
afar.
when the infatuation comes more sexual. That's when it becomes deeper. Like, you love your mind.
But you're saying something. What you're saying that love never changes, right?
I told you, in love to love. Like, you
the
can
love
love a
meter.
girl. You don't fall in love with her from the beginning. You love her though, and then at the characteristic falls
But
in
what does
love.
that?
That's
But
the next
and I
stage.
get what you're
That's the
saying.
highest stage.
But I get what you're saying. But what does that have to do with the price of tea in China? What I'm saying to you is whether you love a person or not, when you don't love that person or when you're not in love, the love that you have
Not
with somebody,
in love,
it could go
but
up to
you
a
still
level
love,
10.
and I'm happy that you
Level
switched
10
that
of
because you
love.
know it deep down in your heart. Regardless of love.
But I'm asking you, but
What?
ultimately, what does that even mean? If I love my first girlfriend, but she doesn't have the power to make me go back to her. She doesn't have the power to make me go drive 40,000 miles to pick her up.
Why you?
When my
Because
car's
you
on
stubborn.
80.
You want to put that on us?
No, because you
you're
believe
stubborn.
my love is conditional. I don't love, but even if I love somebody, I got love. It go from I love you to I got love for you. I got love for you because I'm just that peaceful person. I don't want nothing bad to happen to nobody.
love.
But to tell me
that's the third one. So it's I got love, and then it's in love.
Yeah, but like I'm trying to understand, like, and I'm really being serious. Like the point of saying in love with somebody, in love, how is that effective in your argument?
You saying that she's never gonna love, she might fall out of in love with the person due to the fact that like that the stuff, but the love, regardless of what you say, how far you go, distance, time, death, resurrection, all of that, whatever you want to put into play, you're still gonna love that person because there's a reason why you love that person. Now, now maybe they're not doing the things that you love that person for, and that's when things change. But the reason that you love that person from the beginning is always going to be the reason, and that person's change or how they move on that.
Okay.
So now, how about this? Question real quick. Hold up, real quick.
I love British Knight.
I don't want to take off your point either, Chad. Keep your point. So you almost so what I'm hearing is you basically saying that love is unconditional. Once you love somebody, that joint is pretty much is locked. Is basically, you know what I mean? It is what it is. Like you're never, now the in love thing or wanting to leave, that's one thing. But the fact that you even love them, you know what I'm saying? That love is really just is always going to be there. It might manifest in something. It might manifest in hate or I don't know, something else. But you saying that love is still, it's still there.
Okay, now you see, now it went from I believe to so what it was facts to what
I mean, everybody. I don't
say
but what I'm
because
saying is, so
like you're saying fact. I'm not trying to factualize anything. I'm giving you the facts that I believe. So if you choose to attend to it, that's you. But I'm not trying to sway or persuade. I'm not here.
No, but that's the argument that we're having because you're telling me I don't believe that. You telling me that if you love somebody, you always love them. Now I agree that yes, you do have love for somebody.
So name somebody in your life
but
that
you
you
can
don't
love
love
what
no
a
more
person
that you
used
love.
to be.
Now, let's make this simple. Name somebody in your life that you don't love that you loved before. Come on, bro.
I'm not gonna say their name, but let's act like it's a name. But listen.
I'm just saying, you sound like you hurt. Like
no, I mean,
that hurt me in the past, but I know in reality, like in all actuality, I still love that person. Now that person hurt me, so I need to stay away from that person because they might hurt me again. But the feeling of love, I can't see how you can say that disappears. That so might never love that person.
All right, so I'm gonna tell you. You're telling me how you feel about it. I'm gonna tell you how I feel about it. Excuse me. I feel like, let's just say love has a meter. Right. So my top love is my kids. That's a 10. Right. When I'm in love.
Oh, let me get his perspective. Go ahead.
So I got a love meter. My kids, a 10. It'll always be a 10. That's unconditional because they're my children. They came from me. Regardless of whatever they do, they'll always be a 10 because that's mine. It came from me. Right. Now, when I'm in a relationship, my wife, she's a 10.
All right, respect.
She's a 10. Now, if we break up in some crazy way and it's just very not, it's just unconducive to how I live my life. She did some dirty, foul shit. I'm still going to always have love for her, but it won't be a 10. So I understand what you're saying, but the dominance of love in my life is conducive to what a person is to me and what they do in my life. And that's how it should be. That's conditional and unconditional love. Only children, dogs and women get unconditional love. Your dog can shit all through your house, piss in all your carpets. You might even be, but you still love that puppy.
Yeah, like I was tripping, like,
he's out of here.
Now, look,
I see kids.
First of all, dogs got more rights than men.
Trying to figure out
We is
why
last
you
on the totem
feel that
pole.
way. Like, you seem like you've been hurt, and I've been hurt. So
Hold up. You know what? Let me. I like where we're going with this, right? For one, I do like where your perspective is on love, conditional, unconditional. Chad, I respect your perception or perspective on love being conditional, unconditional. Cherie, let's chime in on what our perspectives is on love. You know what I mean? Whether it's like, I think they were kind of going in with conditional, unconditional, or like love or being in love. Like what is like your meter? How do you say you like rate your love? So whether it's from friends to family, you know, kids, I don't know.
I do agree.
Like
Like
what's
with
your
my kids,
perception?
of course, I love my children because they're from me. Like, it's no love over your children, no matter what. They come from you. That's just period. Unconditionally, like, dislike, whatever, they my kids. I love them. But for me, like, I feel like for Jamal, like, I really I've always been that type of person that I always gave 100% when it came to relationships, things like that. But for Jamal, it was just a whole different feeling. That's why I said, like, I love him. Like, I've threatened to kill my husband. Like, it's that much in love, and that's just being transparent. No, I'm
like,
listen. But
what
he was saying, I don't know his name at the bottom, but it gets deep. Like, it really but it's deep. I'm not trying to make it seem like, you know, it's not real. It really is a real feeling when you really care and you really love somebody unconditionally. It really has you in a whole different mind state. So you will go and do something as far as hurting someone else or whatever. It's really genuine. Like, it's unconditional. Like, I really would and will put up with a lot of different things because I feel that way. Because that's just how I feel.
All right.
But how can you prove that?
Hold on. Let me chime in. Let me get my my perspective on love. So my perspective on love, and you know what? Here's another thing. What we didn't do, and we can circle back around to this. You know what I mean? Don't be scared for me. You know what I mean? One of the things we could circle back to is where what traumas got us to look at love the way we do. You know what I mean? Because,
Ma.
You know what I mean? That's that like we was talking about earlier, you know what I mean? Like, what traumas got us to love the way we do? So again, we get shaped through things that happen culturally in our lives, you know what I mean? And of course through traumas that happen in our lives, and it pushes us to love a certain way. So for me, you know what I mean, love is very interesting because I can be very loyal in love, but if I don't feel that the love is reciprocal, you know what I mean, I can like compartmentalize it. I can love you from afar, you know what I mean? And that could be for anybody, you know what I mean? And the trauma that kind of like made a separation for me from being like deeply in love with something is the fact that I lost things in my life that I love very dearly. So like me losing my mother, you know what I mean, was a serious trauma for me. You know what I mean? I just never saw it coming. You know what I mean? It was like completely out of nowhere. And that just, I feel like a part of me was taken away in terms of like damn, like if this person I love so much is taken away from me, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I felt like I could manage love differently once I lost love, you know what I mean, that was so connected to me. I felt like I can manage love a lot better. And then, you know what I mean, just like my children, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I lost them, you know what I mean, through shit, you know what I mean? And then even like, you know what I mean, having friends that I lost. And so for me, you know what I mean, for me, love is definitely, you know what I mean,
Conditional.
it's conditional, you know what I mean? And I have people in my life I know that are, you know what I mean, are unconditional. I put people in my life. I have people in my life that I know, you know what I'm saying, basically can, you know what I mean, I can connect with, I can give them all the love that I can share that love with mutually and abundantly. So I have people in my life that I can share love abundantly with, and I don't have any problem with sharing love. I'm a very, you know what I mean, loving person. But like I said, it's like I really, it really agitates me to feel like somebody can disrespect my love, or, you know what I'm saying, like, or not like reciprocate love. And I'll put anybody, you know what I'm saying, like anybody can get it. You know what I mean? I done lost, you know what I'm saying, something that was the most dearest to me. And I'm not going to allow, you know what I mean, anything or anybody to disrespect my love, or you know what I mean, like just mistreat me, you know what I'm saying? So and it's a defense mechanism, you know what I'm saying? It's a defense mechanism, because honestly, from the core, I'm just a natural giver, you know what I mean? But I had to develop a safety net, because when you're a giver, you know what I mean, when you run into takers, you know what I mean, that shit can suck you dry. And I think that, you know what I mean, you know, some of that, again, through trauma, was some of my, you know what I mean, defense mechanism. So that's my spiel on love.
I mean, me personally, I respect that 100% both of y'all. And what I heard from you, and like one part that I think we ain't pull up is the makeup of the different I guess male and female. Because males tend to see, like, the way you disconnect through love is how men do, is through logic. So you have logical situations that you put in your brain and kind of like in my opinion, allowed yourself to be able to block it out. Not saying that you don't have it, but you're logically enough to know that you shouldn't show it in these types of scenarios because this, that, and the third. And I understand a lot of men do that, and that's why I said I understand why. That's why I said it's supposed to be unconditional, like, because as a man, I know that I would do what you did. I'm not gonna say I don't love that person, because I know that it's probably still there, but I couldn't give you the unconditional love due to the fact that I understand why I can't give you that. But I can't deny the fact that it's there. And that's why I was saying through logic. Now, when she was expressing it like intuition or feeling, because a lot of women like intuition or feeling, so it's probably harder for her to wrap her head around the logical part of breaking it down. And that's why it can enrage and go into that level, because she's not logically disconnecting from love. She's feeling why you didn't reciprocate it. So it enraged differently than in men and women. Like a guy's gonna be like, I can't deal with this no more. I ain't even trying to deal with that feeling. Put this away. Boom. A girl can be like, hold up, I feel this. We need to handle this. And it might have you wanting to do more of connection because you want to reconnect that feeling, opposed to a guy disconnecting, like, I ain't even trying to hear that no more.
So for me, and this is great conversation, I appreciate all you guys, but I feel like love is like working out, right?
Here we go. The analogies. It's gonna make sense.
I feel like, listen. I know. I feel like love is like working out, because if you want that body, you got to work for it. Ma, your body is amazing. Pause. Right?
Come on, man.
But if you don't work out no more, why do you deserve to keep that body? So to keep that body, you got to keep working on it. So for me to love you, the love has to keep being consistent. You can't just earn my love and then keep it. Like, there would be no, if you had a car that never broke, like, you would never need a mechanic. So it's designed, you got to keep working on it. Great and we also grow every day. So you love who I was yesterday. You got to get to know who I am today. So if the constant work is going every day, we'll continue to love each other. I don't believe there should be no unconditional love but your children. No love, because we look alike. We got the same blood. If you need a kidney, I can give it to you. Yo, wife or not, like, nothing should be unconditional, because to be honest with me, Not in y'all situation, but
thank you.
In other situations, I would take not. Listen, this is be 100% honest. I'm not a take advantage type of guy. I don't take advantage of people. Yes. Good night, kid. Hold on. I'm not a take advantage. I had a girl back in the day who never told me no. We'd be in the car. She'd be like, I'm hungry. I'd be like, I'm hungry too. I'd be like, I want burgers. She'd be like, I want salmon. Okay, I guess we're getting burgers. No, get salmon. Get what you want. So ultimately, after a while, you don't never want to take advantage of somebody. But if the option is there all of the time, you'll do it. You'll do it. So if I knew, and with her, I became a piece of shit and I wasn't before, because I knew I could do whatever I wanted to do and get away with it. So she helped me create the Darth Vader of myself. So I want to know that my position is not solidified unless I'm bringing it to the table. If I'm not bringing it to the table, I don't want you to love me because I'm your husband and allow me to do whatever I want to do because I'm your husband. Make me level up. If I'm not making you happy, it should be a line that should be like, yo, you got about one more month. And if you don't make me laugh or take me out to dinner, it's over. There is no way for us to be
even with that, though, Chad, people have to understand that too. Like, some people don't.
But let me ask you this. Sorry, real fast. Can I ask you this one question? I'm sorry to cut you off. I really just want to ask you this question real fast. Why do you love Maul so much? Does it even have anything to do with him?
It had all to do with him. It don't have nothing to do with nothing else.
So why do you love him?
Why do I love Jamal so much? It's like, you ever felt like you get something and it's just like an irreplaceable feeling? Like, it's like the way he just is around me. Like, he just makes me whole. He makes me complete. He makes me feel like fulfilled. Like, even through our bad times, I just felt like I just fell when he cheated on me. Like, why? I was like trying to figure out why. Like, why? But it's the truth.
Sorry, Mom.
I mean, it's the truth. Like, I was really walking around trying to figure out why I did this. Like you said, I am that. You can have whatever you want. You can do this. You can do that. You can do this. We can have this. We can have that. We can work to this. We can work to that. And
what I think is not fair is that you might be putting, because you have, never mind.
Thank you. Next question. All right, guys.
It's been good, man. The Davises and Friends. If you didn't get to watch the whole thing, it will be on the YouTube channel.
Go to a commercial. You know what I mean? So I like what you were saying, though, Chad, in terms of, and I appreciate the transparency from you, Cherie, in terms of just speaking from a woman's perspective. A lot of times we we'll take credit away from somebody's perspective on life. You know what I mean? But sometimes that's just how they're wired. So sometimes I know as men, we'll be like, oh, women are just emotional, nah, you know what I mean, or whatever, and kind of dismiss it. But like, some of that shit is like really their reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's real. Like, it is legit. You know what I'm saying? And the same shit with women sometimes with guy stuff. It's like, oh, he doesn't want to express himself. He's just he's a brute, or he's too egotistical. And it's like, we're really wired like that. It really is intrinsic in our, you know what I mean, in our genetic code. When the brother said earlier, he was like, yo, and I respected this John. He was like, because I was saying, hey, maybe we're taking cheating too, you know what I mean, too serious. You know what I mean? If you got a family, and I wasn't recommend that we do that, but it was just a question to everybody, like, damn, are we taking cheating too serious? If you have a family, why are you giving up your family because of an incident? You know what I mean, or whatever. And he was like, yo, he was like, look, man, I'm a man. That, like, having pride is a component of being a man. And I was like, damn, like, that's, if you break down the components, if you take away Cherie's ability to love unconditionally, if you take away a man's nature to have pride, then you're taking away a part of them being a man. You're taking away a part of her being a woman. So it's very interesting when we're communicating, you know, we're coming from different perspectives. And that's why, like, it's a reason why we're supposed to be partnering, because it's like we have the missing link to each other that like connects the proper way. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think anything should be dismissed per se. You know what I mean?
We live in the 2022 where it's post. What's the word? It's the man. It's I forgot the exact word for it, but it's like what us having this knowledge. That's why I say I understand the unconditional part. Like I can't feel it or fathom it, but with us having the knowledge of understanding, we should be able to feel more because the feelings are available, like the knowledge of how to use those, or so. And the woman should be able to be there to help us and assist that thing. But as like a lot of men nowadays, like they try to disconnect themselves and not allow themselves to have feelings. And I think that as men, we need to change that. Just like women need to have less feelings. Like sometimes they need to be a little bit more logical, and men need to be a little bit more emotional. So we have balance opposed to leaning on each other. In my opinion,
right. And that's where I feel like with those
like
two
that.
things, that's where a lot of the cheating comes in, because you have women who wear their feelings on their sleeves and their emotions and everything else like that, and men can be very disconnecting when it comes to those type of things. So now it's like, okay, you get into an argument today over something dumb, and then 2 weeks from later that something dumb turned into something super big where you could have just had a conversation, but now it's like, oh no, you don't love me, oh you don't care about me, you don't this, you don't that. And it's really not, that's not it. Just because we're having a disagreement about something doesn't necessarily mean I love you less, or I don't care about you less, or whatever. So instead of us being realistic and really taking the time to think like, damn, okay, I understand where they're coming from in the moment, because it's not every day. And that's a problem with us with a lot of situations. We'll take that one situation and turn it into everything else that we done had going on in our relationships. And it has nothing to do with that. It's just in the moment. Right now, you're being an asshole. I didn't say you were an asshole every day. I'm saying right now in this moment, you're being an asshole because of whatever happened in the situation. And it goes too far. And then now you looking at somebody else because you feel like in that moment, they're filling that void that you feel like you're missing, but you're not. All because you didn't want to take the time to communicate and listen to the person that's expressing their feelings or emotions to you.
Well, let me speak on that too. You know what I mean? Because like I think like you said, communication, you know what I'm saying, is not always, you know what I'm saying, talking is listening. And I was poking fun at it like, yo, we got 2 ears and 1 mouth. You know what I mean? Last week, because we had a big, dialogue on communication, and I think that so I don't know if we coming from like the origins of cheating or where it could come from, but I mean, people have a lot of different reasons to cheat, and lack of communication could be one, you know what I mean? Could be one reason. But I mean, at the end of the day, like we do still have to listen to each other, you know what I mean? So let's just say, you know what I mean, let's just say you having an argument about something, you know what I mean, or whatever the case may be. You have to listen to each other. So, you know what I mean, your man, you know what I mean, could be telling you like, yo, like, back up off me. Like you being adamant about shit that's small, you know what I mean, you're making, a big deal, and at least to me, it's feeling like you putting a lot of pressure on me about a lot of different little things. Your man might be saying, hey, listen, have that same energy, you know what I mean, on some other stuff, on something, I don't know, you know what I mean, something positive, you know what I mean? And I think the way that we raise sometimes, I think the way that, just culturally, you know what I mean, we tend to treat each other, you know what I'm saying? We tend to treat each other like how we feel like we should be treating somebody, but we don't always treat somebody like how they want to be treated. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, you know what I mean, your man might have said to you, whatever, I don't know, like, or this, and this is hypothetical again, you know what I mean? Through the communication, You know what I mean? Your partner could be giving you some hints and letting you know some stuff, and you could be dismissing it. You know what I mean? You really could be dismissing it. Now that doesn't mean that it's right for them, you know, to cheat or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? But it's like we gotta also listen better. Sometimes we gotta pay attention to, again, body language. Like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga might be stressing about something, or even your girl. You know what I mean? Like, we go through a lot of things these days, right? We go through a lot of things these days. So that's on the outside of the house. Don't nobody want to come to the inside of the house and it's more shit. Know what I mean? And that's on and that's not even on a gender thing. I know it's women that don't want to come home and this nigga, you know what I mean, he's stressing you out. You had a good day, you wiping shit down, you playing your music, you know what I mean, whatever it is, woo, woo. And then this nigga come in and the energy change. And it's like, you know what I mean, you know, we like you know what I'm saying, we have to work on, you know what I'm saying, like really being able to be a benefit to that team in whatever way. Like sometimes, like, take the L and, you know what I mean, how was your day? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's spark a little conversation. Maybe we should spark an instant. Maybe we should spark a little, you know what I mean, burn a little something, whatever the case may be, and vibe, you know, because a lot of times it be stuff, like you said, Cherie, that, you know, we might be arguing about or stressing, and that should be little, but that little shit build up. That shit is like the game of Tetris. Them blocks at first, them squares be going at the bottom in rectangles, and that should be clearing boards. Ooh, clearing. And then after a while, that shit start climbing and climbing, and people will, you know, look for an escape route when they feel like they up, you know what I mean, to a certain level of pressure or stress or whatever. And it's not always a positive one, you know. Sometimes it is, you know, something negative, but it's like, we gotta try to work on reducing stress for our partners. You know what I mean? Little stuff like even tone of voice. Sometimes, and we talked about this last time, and this is for all my ladies. I mean, we talked about this last time because we said, hey, a lot of times when females are telling you things, they are telling you some things that you really do need to hear. You know what I mean? And you might be looking at it like, oh, she's, you know what I mean, nagging me. And I thought about it later. I'm like, yo, it's saying something to me about what needs to be done is not nagging. You know what I mean? It's how you say it. It's how you saying something over and over again that makes it different. You know what I'm saying? That makes it, you know, literally be more of a stress than it is of something to say, or as opposed to a motivator. So, you know what I mean? How can we motivate each other instead of stressing? Because you feeling good or I'm feeling good because I done put this weight on you. I told you, just to say I told you so. And it's like, cuz you winning the battle but losing the whole war. So, you know what I mean? I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? I get what you I get what you're saying. I'm
Yeah,
not
but I mean,
disagreeing
you're
with
gonna
it per
always
se.
have
I'm
a
just giving
perspective from a man's perspective, and that's the way you're speaking from. But
right,
again, the issue is
as I
that
said.
it's from both sides. And again, when you have these different labels for a lot of different stuff, oh, you're nagging, oh, you're this, oh, you're that. But you know, for us, we're not allowed to have those type of mindsets. Oh, you're a nag. Oh, you don't listen. Oh, you're hard-headed. Like, but then now you feel like we're taken away from you as a man. Oh, you're trying to belittle me. You know, and it's not that. It's you hard-headed. You don't listen. And it's true when if you have in your mind that somebody's nagging, that means you're not paying them no attention on what they really trying to tell you. So even if they genuinely come to you and have a real conversation, not yelling, not raising the voice, not nothing, and because it just so happened to be the same exact conversation we may have had and I was yelling at the time, you didn't quite get it. And then now when I'm coming to you, I'm like, you know what? I thought about what you said to me about how I approach you. So now I change my approach and you still don't get it. And it's still the same response. So the issue with just relationships in general is that we have to learn together as a whole is to sit down and have uncomfortable conversations and hear uncomfortable shit. No matter how much you tell me I get on your nerves, I'm a nag, I'm this, I'm that, I have to listen. And it's vice versa for men. You have to hear her when she's saying, you're not paying me no attention, or you're not understanding where I'm coming from. You don't respect my feelings. You have to hear that. You can't take it personal. You have if you're planning a future with this person, the future is not going to happen if you cannot listen to each other, period. It's going to always be a problem. It can be fixed temporary. You can put a Band-Aid on it, but guess what? The Band-Aid going to come off and that scab going to reopen, because we never sit down as two adults and listen to each other, regardless of how uncomfortable that conversation is. Because we can say things that each other don't like. It happens. But you got to have those conversations. And I feel like that's why a lot of relationships be at a standstill, because a lot of people don't want to have an uncomfortable conversation, and cheating is one of them. I'm not saying that you have to necessarily give me the blow by blow or the detail, but at the end of the day, like, I need you to acknowledge, like, that wasn't cool, because people get made out to be this crazy, delusional person. Like, they make you look crazy. Like, oh, what are you talking about? I wasn't doing this. I wasn't doing that. And it's just like, it's not necessarily wanting to be right either. It's just like acknowledging, like, you know what I'm saying? It happened. It wasn't cool. But you're not going to keep saying, like, I don't know what you're talking about. You making up stuff. You're tripping. You're this. You're that. Like, making the person just lose their mind. Like, that's not cool. It's unhealthy. It's stressful. And then now, when you're trying to move forward in your life, it gets to be hard to move on, because you didn't want to take the time and have that uncomfortable conversation and taking accountability. Yes. Just, you know what I mean?
Got you. All right, let me hear what
go
you
ahead.
got to say. Like
On me?
on the topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I was talking about this to my mom, like 2 days ago, and she said the same thing similar to what you said about nagging, and I just told her straight like this. I said, Mom, if you put something in the air, a man already thinks that as you asking. So the minute you ask is a repetition, and that leads to the nagging part. If you say, I need my car washed, he gonna be like, dang, I gotta go wash this car. Now, if you be like, dang, when you gonna wash my car? He already heard you say, I need my car washed. So it recurs as a nag, because the woman didn't understand the fact that once you put something into the universe for a man, he's already receiving it and trying to make it done for you. So I already hear what you said. You don't see me moving on it or doing into urge you,
that's a good
and
ass
I'm
point.
trying. Now, you can't see that, and I apologize I didn't express that as a man, because we don't express everything we're doing. But once again, I apologize that part, because we don't express everything we're doing. But if you listen to that part, like, I am doing it, and you ask me opposed to nagging, like, dang, did you check up on this? Or like, opposed to asking me, is it done? Like, you can ask questions like, dang, or acknowledge the fact that you see me do something different, and it'll make me want to, like, do it more, opposed to acknowledge the fact that it's the same. Like, dang, I seen you listen to me last week, but what's up this week? Now I see, like, all right, because I know I ain't gonna be able to do it every week. I probably won't never really be able to do it every time. But the fact that you acknowledge that last week, it builds the dopamine, the pride in myself. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like, she rocking with me. Now next time I'm gonna be ready, and I'm be like, all right, cool. I'm trying to slide in there and go help it again, because she gave that what men need. Like, men need that big up, and men need you to pick me up for the little things so I can remember. Because I mean, when I go out to the world, ain't nobody picking me up for the little things. So it's like, it might slip my mind. But if I'm at home and you pick me up, like, dang, all right, I seen you do that this week. This next week I don't do it. You register, but you acknowledging that you might register, dang, something might be wrong this week. And then that's when you should kick in, like, dang, you feeling good this week? Because last week you, like, you, all right, but that's the part of, like, being aware of both sides, like, and that's why, like, so it's like, you can't say that nobody, because ain't nobody gonna be perfect. Like, I'm, as a man, 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to be listening to you. But for me to listen to you, you have to create my peace, because that's where I was about to go to when he didn't females. Men cheat because women remove peace from a man. But men cheat. Women cheat for emotional connection. Men cheat because you removed that peace from this household. So I'm going to go outside and go get peace. And I'm going to come back and prayerfully it's peaceful. I don't want, and if you bring it back, it's not going to get better because I came back. I left to get peace and I came back praying that it was going to be peaceful. But since it wasn't, we're going to keep going through this. And then women go, oh my gosh, but all you have to do is make it peaceful and all of this alleviates, because that's why he fell in love with you the first time, because you was his peace. And you was his peace, and for her, you was her connection. Like, you listened. So it's like, when you get back, why I said the unconditional, it never changes, because when you get back to the core reasons why you, like, that shouldn't change. Like, they're core reasons. So men from the female for peace. Like, you my peace, you make me feel good. Every time I'm around you, it's like we don't get that out there. That's the one person that do that for me. So when you mess it up, I might leave and go find somebody that give me that peace, because I need that dopamine. Like, I don't get that in the world. You know what I'm saying? So I need that at my house. That's why I picked you, because you was that. And if you not that, I ain't saying I should cheat, but I literally need that. Like, it's a need. And
can I ask you something? I don't mean to cut you off, but can I ask you something? Did y'all ever think about it being the opposite? Did you ever think about woman needing the peace and the man being needing the what you say that woman needed? The connection?
Hold on for 1 second. Listen to this. Like, this what I need, right? If we're having dialogue and we're trying to get somewhere, we have to accept from that perspective where they're coming from. I'm listening to what he's saying. I'm a man. That shit makes a lot of sense.
No, I'm not. But
so
I'm not saying that it doesn't make sense.
No, hold on for a second. I got you.
Also
listen to what I'm saying. Listen.
It
Don't
can't
confuse
never
this
be
by
an
switching stuff
opposite,
around.
because sometimes women might feel the same way.
I got you. That's fine, but I don't. Let's if y'all feel like that, then state that. Let's not try to twist things. Give it 1 second. Let's let this marinate, women. To all the women that really want to connect with a man, what this brother said, it makes sense. I'm a man. See what happens with us, and I'm not gonna say women or men, right? What happens is, how am I trying to get to know a man, but I'm listening to a woman to validate what men want? Like, understand that. What's the purpose of us being on here if you're not going to accept when we're telling you something that is sincere and genuine? I'm letting you know I connected to what this man said, and that makes a lot of sense. Now, when you express to us what y'all need, I'm going to sit back and listen, because we need to listen to what y'all want. So I'm not going to say to you, you know what I mean? I don't think this is the time, rather, to flip what you're about to say to us that y'all need. So I want to hear what y'all had to say. But what this man just said, I don't give a damn about none of them comments. I don't give a damn about none of that, because that's your problem. You don't listen to a man when he's telling you what he needs, what he wants, and then you look dumb and confused when a nigga do some shit that you ain't really, you ain't want. So that's on you. That's on you. But I want to hear, and I'm not saying that but I'm saying that y'all know what, if you don't get why I'm saying it, that's on you. But at this point, Cherie, I like, you know what I mean, just in all duality, because I want this to be a moment where we share it as men and women. That what you just said made a lot of sense. And Cherie, if you want to, or if anybody else wants, if any other women want to come on and to give us an insight, a genuine insight on, you know, what are some things that y'all connect to that makes y'all even at times cheat? Because again, it's not a gender thing. Women cheat just as much as men, if not more. You know what I mean? And I don't care to hear all that. We more creative and all that. It don't matter. At the end of the day, motherfuckers is lying. You know what I'm saying? So he just expressed to you reasons why men lie. Men, you know, go outside of their household. So I would like to know from y'all, what are some things that push y'all in that direction, because it happens a lot. The brother that was on here earlier expressed that he just got out of a marriage because of infidelity from the side of his wife. So I would like to know, maybe she had a reason why she looked outward as opposed to communicating with him,
that's
or,
why I
or whatever
said,
the
when
case
you
may
have
be.
the
I don't know.
mindset of when you just have that one track mind, y'all think that the things that y'all feel and have going on, women doesn't feel the same. Hold up.
He killed it, Bradshaw.
Because I'm not taking away from where he's saying or how he feels. He's speaking from his perspective. It doesn't matter if he's a man or a woman. He's speaking from his perspective. No, listen to me. Hold up.
Does.
Jamal.
We made it clear.
Hold up.
No, and listen. we made it clear that
No, I'm
men
not
and women are
saying that men
different.
and women
So
are
we're
not
trying to,
different.
if we have to understand each
I'm not
other,
saying that
we
they're
are
not
different.
different.
And if you don't understand it, there's no reason to have a
Jamal,
conversation. If there's anybody on here that, first of all,
Jamal,
it's science, my
I
nigga.
never
So we're
said
not going to
nothing
get into
about
that.
them not
It's
being
science.
different. If I'm,
We're
you
different.
got to be quiet and let me finish so that I can finish what I'm trying to say. I'm not taking away from what he's saying. I'm saying to you that I understand where he's saying from his perspective of where he's coming from. But I'm asking a question from both of y'all as men who has the same mindset. Did y'all ever take the time to think that a woman feels the same way when it comes to you saying needing peace or you being that peace? Why does it have to be that a woman is cheating on a man because of an emotional feeling? How come you don't think that that woman is cheating on that man or doing whatever she's doing because she's not getting peace at home? Is what I'm asking.
We're not, no, hold up. Forget the question. Why
That's
are we
not a
going in
riddle.
riddles?
I'm asking a
What we're
question.
saying is we're going, listen, I'm going to tell you, we're going to go right to the source. You said, have you ever thought that possibly blah, 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 blah. Forget what we think. I don't care about what we think because we need to know more from you. We need to know more from women. So I want to listen to you expressing what are some reasons why women
So that's what I'm
seek to
saying.
go
That's
outside the
why
house. That's why I don't even want
on
to.
top of
I
it
don't really
being
want to
a
assume it.
question, I'm really saying like women look for peace too. We
Yeah, but
really legit be thinking in our minds like all these different things that be going on. We be stressed about and want and this and that. The same exact thing that he just said, I can relate with him too, even though I'm a woman. Is what I'm saying.
so look, what I was saying is the fact. So women don't cheat for that reason, though. That's what I'm saying to you. Men, women, like you said earlier, you having the unconditional. You have that state. You're going to fight for that reason before you cheat for that reason. And once the fight is over, you're going to find an emotional connection.
Mm-hmm.
Now, men, we're not going to fight. Like 9 times out of 10, men would have clicked. A normal man, once you start getting into all of that, would have said, damn, I'm done with this. Because it was in us to be like, that's you like, I want to have a peaceful conversation where you understand, I understand. Women like drama. So for the fact that you say that women will leave for peace, women actually enjoy drama. That's why y'all gossip. That's why you go to certain things. Like women
I don't agree with
enjoy
you. I think it's
that enjoyment. Men don't get enjoyment out of gossip or all of those type of intricate things. Women like when a man argues back because it shows that they love her. Men like when a female shuts up because it gives peace and shows that he loves. Women like for us to express our feelings. All that.
Like, drop the mic.
Men don't care for that.
Like,
men don't like none of that shit. Men like, you shut up. Oh, damn, that bitch, look, I might go do the 30,000 thing for her. Now, for a female, it's not that same. Women like when you, dang, that I just act like I don't love him no more. He chased me. He loved me. It's the total different thing. That's why I understand what you're saying, but the piece is totally different. Your piece is me being there, dealing with it, like you said. Sit down and that's your piece because it shows that I love you because you feel as though that you're breaking down my hard shell. But my piece is you respecting my hard shell, and I'm gonna come back and show you how much I love you. Because then
no, but that's not what I mean by that either. What I mean is exactly what the last thing that you just said is that my piece of respecting me and not trying to break me down and all that. I feel this. Everything that you're saying. When I tell you, I understand exactly what you're saying, and I feel like all that you're saying with women with drama and all that, I don't necessarily agree with that. And if another woman comes on here, she's going to say the same thing. And I have you and Jamal on here right now, of course, going to agree because y'all are two men. I am a woman, but I can say to you that I feel like men love drama. Men will do all this extracurricular stuff just to confirm that a woman loves him. They'll do stupid shit to make sure, like, oh yeah, she loved me. They'll let her show her ass, do all this crazy. Hold up,
I do
Jamal,
agree with some of that toxic shit. No, I'm disagreeing with you. I ain't trying to cut you off.
They will go to the extreme, and even though your definition of drama, you may not feel like it's drama, But we feel like that shit is drama. But
Yeah.
again,
No,
so
that's
if
some
I brought
good shit.
another
Niggas
woman on here
sensitive.
to speak, she's going to be speaking the same way I do because she's speaking from my perspective. And it's the same thing with y'all. I'm not taking away from anything. I feel like we're both saying the same thing. Because you can feel the same way that I do. And I can't tell you that you don't feel that way. And it's like, as soon as men hear a woman say, I want peace too, it's like, no, you don't, this and that. That's not it. I'm not taking away from what you say because I understand. I totally understand. But I feel like y'all are just dramatic and emotional, just like us. It's just in a different light for y'all. Y'all may not look at it.
That's interesting. Now that's interesting because like one thing that you said is deep, because the first thing that I said when you was like women love drama, you know what I'm saying? I do agree with that to a certain degree. You know what I mean? Because when you look at the entertainment, you know what I mean? You look at TV or whatever, you just put a bunch of women in the house, a little bit of wine, and you got yourself some entertainment. You know what I mean? With men is a little bit different. And like I said, like, you know what I mean? For whatever reason, like I do tend to agree with that. I even have females that say they don't mess with other females, you know what I mean? Because they drama, this, and the third. So it's not like, and I heard somebody say it's stereotypical. It's not necessarily stereotypical. Maybe, you know what I mean, how some women are acting is stereotypical, but just phrasing it and saying it in general, you do see a lot of it. However, I will agree with you because I've had a toxic trait of taking women through things and feeling that if they like, and feeling like, you know what I'm saying, if they don't take that shit, then they don't love me. You know what I'm saying? So I have, you know what I'm saying, I had to identify with that, like, well, damn, you know, and I don't know if it's right or wrong, even now, for real, because, you know, it's just interesting. I don't know if that's something that's a nature thing that we might do to push each other to see if we love each other or something. But I can admit that I have been guilty of doing that at times. Now, it's not necessarily, I don't know if it's necessarily, you know what I mean, a common practice, but that's interesting because, like you said, Cherie, we looking for the same shit, but in a different way. You know what I mean? We battling, you know what I mean? And like, so I guess we got to give each other what we ask for at times. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes maybe I do have to, like you said, have that difficult conversation because that's going to give you peace. And that's funny that you say that, because when we do have these deep conversations, like Cherie really be like at ease. Like, you know what I mean? Like certain shit. And it could be a complicated joint. Like we done had some real joints, and afterwards she feels relieved. Just, you know what I mean? Us, you know what I mean, wrenching that out. You know what I mean? And that's deep because that's a way, like you said, you want peace too, but you might want it in that way. Let's get this shit out the way. Let's discuss it. Let's put it on the table. You know what I mean? Get done with it, or whatever the case may be. And like you said, for us, you know what I mean? It might just be like, it might not necessarily be avoidance, but it might be like, yo, I'm dealing with it mentally. You know what I mean? I'm trying to put a plan together. I just need some peace, like in terms of quiet. Sometimes I need quietness. I need, you know what I mean, solitude. You know what I mean? So I can try to figure things out. And that's our form of peace. And niggas might get on a PlayStation or might smoke an L, or, you know what I mean, might even have a drink or whatever to kind of get to that. It ain't always just, you know, running and getting some ass, you know what I mean? But, you know, these are the things that we seek for when we're looking for our peace. So this is interesting. This is a really good dialogue. You know what I'm saying? I must say this definitely is something that's, you know what I mean, that's some good
Why
dialogue.
I was stating
you know
that,
I mean?
you know, sometimes like as people and trying to build relationships, and it is 2022, we really need to sit down and have those conversations. Like a lot of arguments and things like that really can be prevented. And even if in that moment, you know, you realize like, all right, it's getting heated, but don't ignore it. Get back to the situation. Don't wait for her to have to say something to you. And I feel like that's what men like to do. You waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting to say, and it's like, okay, I let you go your way. I went my way at that moment because it got heated, but we still have to address it. We can't ignore it. It has to be addressed. And don't wait for me because then now you feel like I'm nagging you, or I'm getting on your nerves, or I'm trying to argue, or I'm trying to start. I'm trying to this, I'm trying to that.
Or being distant.
But I'm not.
But
it's still there. It never went nowhere. I just realized
Yeah.
that it got heated. we needed to take a step back. Let's do that. But okay, it died down, but we still need, it still has to be addressed. If it does not, it's going to fester on to the next thing. So when something else happens, now that little 5 is going to be a 20.
And if I can, that would just remind me back to when my dad and my stepmom, they had like marriage arrangements and stuff. And some things that he would tell me is just write a date on it. So like, let's say it's like this, like if we arguing on a Monday, look, I got a whole work week ahead of me. We're going to talk about this on Saturday at 3:00 over dinner. Like, so it'd be more of,
I said, hold on, real quick, hold up, pause for 1 fucking second. I gotta say this. I said this shit last week about communication. I said, listen, you know what I mean? Even if, because sometimes the timing of the communication might not be good for your partner. So sometimes you like, yo, let's talk about, we got a little issue to talk about. Let's talk about it during lunch or whatever, or in the morning. I might be a morning person, or I might not be a night person. They came at me so bad. Oh, we gotta schedule a conversation now. I'm like,
everybody said schedule,
but it makes sense.
No, I mean,
you ain't said, but last week they was like, we gotta schedule a conversation now. I'm like, yo, you schedule a nail appointment, a hair appointment, you know what I mean? You schedule dinner reservations. You can schedule a time where y'all just sit down and totally commit to whatever that dialogue, that conversation is. You know what I mean? Put the phones to the side, whatever, and let's just talk about it. You know what I mean? So, but go ahead, continue. That's really good though. These are some jewels for any of y'all that's in a relationship, you know what I'm saying? And want to work on that communication. You know what I mean? The topic of the discussion is, can cheating be forgiven? If so, how? So we went from talking about cheating and if it can be forgiven, to recognizing that the level of forgiveness came based on how people loved. You know what I mean? And now we went from how people love, you know what I mean, and how they need to be loved or want to be loved, and we got into communication, you know what I mean? And so here we are at communication and how to have dialogue. So continue what you were saying.
And that's why I was saying, like, because that right there, in my opinion, like, because it go back to the balance. That's why I was doing this when we was conversating. Because at 2022, that means that Mel, he understand, like, he moved to a level of emotional intelligence, because we, as a men, we definitely have to gain emotional intelligence. We have logic, but gain emotional intelligence that she still needs to hear. Like, me, I'm gonna drop this right here. If you don't bring it up, I'm okay, because I don't give a. But for her, I need to understand that she can't work like that. So I need to be like, all right, cool. I'm gonna get my piece right now, but I'm gonna make sure I get hers. And when I give hers, like I said, over dinner or something, I'm gonna give you something that you like. While I'm giving you your time, like, all right, you want to eat? Where you want to eat at? Boom, boom, boom. Now you happy, and then we gonna, because we need you to be happy in the middle. Like, we can't have you.
And that's why I was saying, don't let her be the person that has to come to you. If you have to take the time to come to her, you should. It's nothing wrong with that. It wouldn't be nothing wrong with you bringing it back around, because that's going to let her know, like, okay, he's not taking it serious. He understands. It just, in that moment, it got serious, but we had to take a step back, but still acknowledge it. But men will let a woman come to them with the situation, because it go on, and you act like it never happened, and now you want to be all kumbaya and cuddle, and she like, nigga, nah, nope, not at all. And now she even madder.
All right. So listen, all right, so we going, you know what I mean? We listen, this has been a great conversation. That's and I mean, we had some highs and lows. It's been a roller coaster of a conversation. So if you came in late, you know what I mean, definitely check out the YouTube that Sharia is going to put up. You know what I mean? We post our lives on YouTube. This is a really good dialogue, you know what I mean? And I learned something. I learned a few things this evening, you know what I'm saying? And like I said earlier, you know what I mean, for us, this is a form of therapy and a form of sharing. So we all can gain something from this. By all means, I'm never going to claim that to have the complete understanding of anything. And, you know, and in our relationship is not perfect. So I would hope that all of you that have been listening have gotten something from this dialogue, because I think it has been on a higher level, and it's interesting because we end up coming to full circle of understanding that we want the same things but in different ways. Not only did we explain that we want the same things in different ways, which is peace, we even broke down what peace looks like for a woman, so men can respect that and honor that. And we also broke down what peace looks like for men, so women can break that down and honor that as well. So I think we really, got to, we definitely raised and elevated and got to a point of understanding. So I appreciate this conversation and this dialogue. Cherie, you got anything you want to, first of all, and before you go, Cherie, I want to let nephew give his closing thoughts, and then we're going to let you, and then you close out, let the queen close out.
I mean, once again, I appreciate y'all inviting me. So, I mean, I learned some stuff, and, like these are, me personally, these are topics I always have. So, I mean, if y'all always have these, like I have these conversations just in general, my inner circles and all that type stuff, mom, dad, friends, relationships, in and out. So, like me, I like this type of stuff that I mean, because like I'm learning that as a male, I'm learning that, I'm saying as a male, I'm learning that communication is important. And I can't use brute force to get away from everything. I can't force, because that's what I think I can do. Like I'm just gonna force the situation, and sometimes I have to alleviate and allow things to just happen. And that's me becoming more emotionally intelligent, and like being on the understanding of what the feminine energy brings, and not to self, understanding that I have a part of the energy in me, and I need to allow it to fester. So when I'm connecting, she has something to connect with. Like, and that's why I'm like becoming. Like, if she can't always connect with the masculine energy, just like I can't always connect with the feminine energy. So if she shows some type of logic in there, and I show some type of emotion, which makes us balance, then we kind of glue each other a little bit more, and like understanding what her form of whatever she's looking for and our form in separateness is, I think, is very key, because then we can, all right, well, it ain't a problem. It's just they don't receive the way I receive. It's never a problem. Like, in my opinion, things are never a problem. It's just a lack of understanding of why received or not received. So it's like, once that, like you said, sometimes we do need to have that conversation. But as a man, sometimes we just physically, it's not even like I'm telling her, I don't know, I can't explain how it feels, but it be on some like, bro, like if you don't, and I love you, so I can't fight you, so I can't get mad, I can't get with you, like so I just need to walk away. Like I can't get with you like somebody on the streets or none of that, and you getting with me like somebody on the streets right now, and it's not sitting well with me. So that's, in my opinion, that's how I be feeling when that type of stuff happens. You coming at me, because you coming at me like a nigga on the streets. And the nigga on the streets, he ain't coming at me like that, because he know it ain't going to be that. So that's how we register. It's like you're targeting, and you probably don't see it that way, because we're not supposed to see you as that. But as a man, DNA is like, you ain't letting that happen. Like, you ain't. So that, like, but we should understand, like, that's just how she expresses herself. And we should, like, that should be an understanding. But I don't think that, like, reality, like, everybody ain't perfect, so like we're not gonna always see through those lenses, but as long as we understand each other lens, in my opinion, it allows us to take step backs and still grow as relationships. And that's just my piece that I wanted to put in.
Well put. All right,
sorry,
Cherie, Queen
so
B.
I do appreciate you coming on and joining us. It's always great to get somebody's perspective and with their life and their journeys and what they go through every day, because everybody's situation is different. We all just have to realize it. So if anybody missed this live tonight, the link is in my bio. Please go follow us on YouTube, y'all. We have a YouTube channel. I think this is like our 27th episode. Like, we have been very consistent with this, and I appreciate all the support and everybody just coming on. This platform is for everybody, married, single, trying to figure it out, complicated, everything. Like, this is an open platform. This is not just for married couples. it's for everybody, because you know, at the end of the day, just like it takes a village to raise a child, it takes a village to raise a relationship, a marriage, and so forth. And that's what we all need to realize at the end of the day. We cannot do
Well,
this by ourselves. We don't have all the answers. And you know, we just have to realize that and be able to accept the help and be able to communicate. We need the help and we need the understanding. So again, I appreciate everybody coming on. If you missed the live, the YouTube channel, The Davidsons and Friends, the link is in my bio. Please go like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm also working on the Davis and Friends couples retreat. Well, yeah, I would prefer, but it don't have to be couples, all couples. But it's gonna be 2023. I'm just trying to get the dates together. So if anybody interested, please stay tuned for that. That's 2023, and we'll catch y'all next Wednesday, 8 p.m. sharp. Oh, also, I'll
yep,
put the poll in
yep,
for
yep.
people to vote for the new topic. So if you have anything that you want to discuss or anything like that, please put it in the poll and put it out there.
I'm thinking like the importance of intimacy or
Um,
something like that.
I got a book.
You know
I
what I
got a book
mean?
that I think people
On
should
some
read.
grown shit.
Agape. If anybody, it got agape in there. It's a lot of it breaks down from the growth, like from childhood, how
you
it
too.
affects you, and all of that stuff. So if anybody want to read it, I read it like twice, and it definitely like changed like the way I think about stuff though. So if anybody want to read
Mhm.
Psychology 101, and it breaks down everything from stats to facts to agape, the different forms of love, to how marriages tend to have less intimacy, so they become more friendships and they lose the agape level. And like it breaks down so many, like what you about to say, like so many levels of intricates of how you supposed to keep things going and keep things intimate to keep a certain level of love. And like it's a real good book. So, and it's not just about love though. It got different psychology breakdowns. So if anybody want to tap into it, once again, I'm not sponsored by none of this stuff, but it's a part.
Yeah.
All right, good
No,
stuff.
they need we
No,
need that
that's
though.
what
It's more
the
than
platform is for. On some real stuff, man. Like, yeah, that's what this is about. It's about building. So like whoever would, just taking the understanding to another level, man, that's what we need to have. I appreciate, intellectual conversation. You know what I mean? I like to have fun, but then I definitely appreciate when we can go there too and gain something. So I definitely gained something. Also, Sheree, I don't know if we came up with another. I know we didn't actually, but even having some dialogue, put up a poll for people that would be interested in having another in-person, because we had a nice in-person live that we did also. So that was a good job. So Sheree gonna put up a few polls, so we get some feedback. Y'all make sure y'all go to her story.
follow me,
Go
follow me right now, because I always post. I'm always posting, so always be up to date. I always put some new trying to get new topics, because I want to hear from everybody else and what they're experiencing, or if it's something that you want to talk about because you want to get a second opinion. I look for those type of things, and I don't pick any of these topics. Everybody picked this topic, got 73% of votes. So this wasn't something that I just decided to pick. I let everybody else pick the topics and vote on the topic. So please, if you have something that you want to talk about, please put it in the poll what you want to hear, and we just go from there. So I appreciate everybody again coming on tonight. I hate my phone, y'all. Oh my God, I have to get my life together. And I will see everybody next Wednesday at 8 p.m. sharp.
Deuces.